Welcome to Tom Papa's Come to Papa.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Come to Papa, your favorite podcast among all the podcasts. Hope you're doing well. This is a very exciting podcast because, first of all, Paul is in another part of the world, and through the power of technology, we're able to do this podcast while he sits in a cave in Bangkok.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we're not sure if this is really recording. We're not really sure what will happen, but we never let bad recording stop us before.
Yeah, I think this will work. I think we're good. I hear you clearly. Everything's recording. As long as I can get an internet signal, we're good. And congratulations to you, Tom. The premieres, I see the accolades coming already. I don't know if you've won awards. The only problem is I can't. You're going to have to send me a link because I can't watch the Food Network in Bangkok. That's the only problem.
Yes, Baked premiered last night, and
awesome.
it aired in Food Network in the U.S. and in Australia. My poor friends in Canada could not get it, and obviously my friends in Asia did not see it yet. But yeah, it premiered. It was very exciting, and I have to say it was one of the rare things I've done in my career where the response was 99.9% positive.
Oh, that's great.
Like people always take shots at things, even though you think they're good. You know, people always have a comment with this or that, especially now in our life when everybody in the world, anyone that has a phone is a critic.
Right.
It could always be kind of dicey. But I have to say, you can tell from a career of, fielding things that this was really loved by a lot of people. It was the show went great. The response has been awesome, and we're up and running. Very exciting.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the only type of, at least you probably wouldn't even call it negative feedback, would be like, oh, you should have gone to this bakery, or you should have gone to this place too. But I'm sure most
the biggest criticism was I'm hungry. Thanks a lot. You made me hungry.
That's good.
Yeah, so it was good. It looked great. It played. It was funny. It looked delicious. And we ran the New York episode and the Detroit one. And now this week we will have Boston and Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
Running 2 episodes each week. Yeah, so very exciting, very cool. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't, make sure you set your DVR and tune in next week. It'll be good.
Who came to the Detroit, or who was? I know Jim Gaffigan was the guest in New York, right? Is that how it went?
Jim Gaffigan was the only guest for the entire season.
Oh, okay, cool.
Of a celebrity. The main guests for this show is the food and the bakers.
Yeah.
And that's really what I want to highlight. But, when we're launching it, it never hurts to have the ever-famous Jim Gaffigan come meet you at a donut shop.
That's
as
awesome.
I said to Jim, thank you for putting some of your fame on our little baked show.
Yeah. I'm sure he didn't mind eating a few donuts either.
No, he did great. So yeah, it was really fun. It was really cool. And now we're up and running, and it's all good. And now here we are, all of our fine listeners. I don't know if you get what it's like in Bangkok right now, but here in the States, you can feel that we have turned the corner. We've left Labor Day and summer behind. The air has a little crispness, even when it's hot. there's a little bit of a flavor like that. It just doesn't have that sting that it normally does. I know that my friends back in New York are dealing with a heat advisory.
Oh, really?
It's up near 100, and it's not feeling so great right now. But I guarantee you the air is a little different. The kids are back in school. The dog knows that he doesn't have to run around and pretend to play. He could just lay his big fat butt under my desk. And I was thinking that we are. We're into September, and then you've got October, November, December. That's it, gang. This is it. If your year is going to be a success or a failure, this is your last chance.
Yeah.
I'm not saying which way you have to go. You want to crap out the year, that's fine. If you want to just coast to the end and be like, chalk this one up and throw it into the garbage heap. I don't feel like people have the vibe that they had over the last 2 years, which was that it was a brutal year.
Yeah. And if you already didn't make it for the summer, a lot of people like to get in shape for the summer, and it just didn't happen. This is your last chance to do something for the fall. Go back to college, do a different career if you want. If you want to start do some kind of internet startup company. This is your time to watch the Tony Robbins. Listen to the tapes and get motivated.
Which is also silly because, these are just constructs to get to the end of the year. When we always say, oh, I was fat coming into the summer. Oh, I got to the end of the year and I didn't do this. It's one big, long slog. There's no real benchmarks here. Everyone, I'm sure you're doing just fine. But we are all guilty of those benchmarks, those false benchmarks. So if you don't want to sit there on New Year's Eve with a glass in your hand saying, boy, I really blew it. This is your shot.
That's fun.
And look, it doesn't even have to be a big life thing. It doesn't have to be a big, I got a new career. Oh, I changed this. Oh, I finally got married. It doesn't have to be any of that. You could just do something weird. Why not do that?
Yeah.
Why not be like, all right, I've got 3 more months. I'm going to make 2018 the year I jumped in a fountain at the mall.
Yeah. I don't
Bring your family.
It shouldn't be any of that stuff. You shouldn't get married. You shouldn't do any of those things. You should try something you don't think you can do, and if you fail at it, just be like, man, I really blew that one. I think... Have you ever had that thing where you could step back and be like, oh, yeah, I was not good at this?
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, when Tom started training, started training for his marathon in what month was that? You said that you're thinking about it.
That's funny. That's funny you bring that up because I went for a run today, and we had a couple friends over to watch the premiere of Baked, and I just wanted to I don't really dig watching that kind of stuff, but I figure some friends wanted to see it, so they came over. We drank a little wine, maybe a little too much. I woke up a little groggy, but I figured, well, I'm going to go for a run. It's not super hot here in the valley of Los Angeles, so I decided let me go for a run. And as I was running, I was like, I changed my music up, which was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Went with some System of the Down and a little heavier stuff. And the music was making me go faster than I wanted to go. And as I was coming up this final hill, I was thinking of my friend Michelle Wolf, who is a big-time runner. She did one of those marathon and a half things on a weekend and a 50-mile run. I mean, just crazy stuff. And I was thinking for her to run a marathon would be actually like running less than she normally runs. And as I was going up that hill, I thought to myself, how arrogant was I last year thinking I could just go out and run one of these because I am in pain right now.
It is insane. You could, like, that's the whole thing is, like, there was a time maybe in your 20s where you could have fooled your body, like, just being youthful, because it is all mental, a lot of it, you know what I mean? Like, you see the people that do them, and a ton of them aren't in incredible shape, but you know it's like a mental thing to get through 26 miles. To just run for 5 hours is nuts, right? Like, you have to trick yourself into thinking,
totally,
this is a good idea.
Yeah, you have to shut off the part of your brain that yells out, we should stop, I think we're dying.
Like, my brother did the New York City Marathon once, and I think he screwed his knee up for life. He did run it with my mom once, but he didn't get a chance to. He's a doctor, so he didn't have, like, a lot of training time. So he just kind of winged it, and I think he did it once, and he'll never do it again.
He messed up his knee permanently?
It just wasn't. Yeah, he didn't train right, and he he played baseball at Columbia. Like, he's an athlete, and he was always a good runner. But yeah, he just didn't put in, like, there's a whole, like, 3 or 4 month thing that you're supposed to be doing, like, certain distances and taking certain days off and stuff like that. And if your body isn't used to that or isn't ready for it, like, you know, the last 4 or 5 miles of a marathon is like a disaster.
I feel like the reason people set these lofty goals for themselves, it's always like, you can do this amazing, you can run a marathon, you can be a millionaire, you can be the most amazing you can be. It's because it takes that much effort and that much blind belief in yourself just to then be able to get up in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to psych yourself up so much just so you can get that report in at work.
Right.
I really think life is an effort, and it really takes a lot of belief and sayings that you put on your refrigerator, all so you can just gin up as much energy as you possibly can, so you don't forget to put out the recycling this week.
Right. Well, I mean, also,
which is good. I mean, which is okay. Which is like, you know, you have to have goals, and you have to you know, create the life that you want to create. That's all great, but you know. Say you want to, just having the idea in my head that, you know what, maybe I will run a marathon. I don't know. Maybe I still have it in me. It may not get me to New York in November, but it will get me to run a little faster on my 3-mile run here in Los Angeles.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's always good to try to not be afraid to fail, as they say. And not be afraid to, like, try, and don't worry about looking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, because people.
Oh, yeah, especially that one. Because I got news for you. Everyone who's listening looks stupid all the time. We all look stupid. We're all walking around on 2 legs in weird clothing, trying to just muddle through it. Yeah, looking stupid that's the launch part,
right,
the launch point. You really, everybody looks stupid all the time.
Yeah, and also
speaking of which, are you going to when fall rolls around? Do you think, look in the mirror and say it's time for Paul to get a new autumn outfit, or is there any part of you that has that leftover thing from school that says, hey, I got to freshen up my duds a little, or do you just kind of cruise and it doesn't enter your head?
Well, I did my big trip to Nike headquarters. So I got all my shoes and my outfits, I think. So you were thinking about it? Yeah. It's you know what I was thinking about is I don't know. I'm becoming one of those people that doesn't have eyes when they take their glasses off. You know those people?
I'm sorry, say that again? I'm sorry, I think there's you're not coming through from Bangkok. Can you please restate what you just said?
You know, like Mr. Magoo, when they take their glasses off and their eyes start to squint and they don't feel the need to, like, open their eyes or look attentive Like I've become one of those people. Like even when I did a set without glasses because it was like pouring rain, and I just look like my eyes are closed and I'm not interested in anything. Which I don't. Do you notice that now that you are a glasses person? Because you had
it's kind of like
you had expressive eyes.
It's kind of like
on stage,
but that's just your view of it because they're used to seeing like it's like a guy who has a mustache all the time and then you shave it, and it's like somebody were to just meet you, they just looks like a dude with a face, but all his friends are like, wow, his upper lip looks weird.
No, but I have pictures of myself on stage with my eyes wide open, expressive, and then just looking at these pictures from the one night, I was like, oh, I gotta like retrain my eyes to perform now that they've taken 2 years off.
You have to train your eyes?
I guess. I don't know. Did you notice that at all when because you did one special with glasses? Did you notice?
Yeah.
Like that your eyes were, could you still see that, I don't know. I guess does it take anything away from your performance that you're wearing glasses?
Yeah. My wife says that she doesn't like when the reflection blocks out my eyes. Like if there's a bit of a reflection in it and you can't see my beautiful, expressive brown eyes. But I also feel like the glasses make your eyes look bigger. I don't know. I don't think too much about it.
Yeah,
I am going to the eye doctor though on next week when I come. Oh no, this week. I have to go to New York this week because I'm doing Rachel Feinstein's wedding, and I am a minister, as you know.
Yes, of course.
So I'm going to go in and do her wedding, and I have a New York eye doctor, so I'm going to go talk to him. Because I have a little scar on my eye, I've got this little thing on my eye. They say I can't wear contacts because he doesn't want to put a contact over my whatever scarring is on my eyeball.
Right.
So this is a long answer to I have to wear glasses all the time now, so whether it's expressive or not, it doesn't matter. I just have to go with it.
Right. I thought you were going to say he was going to make your eyes bigger. Your eye doctor.
Maybe. I want to talk to him about LASIK, too, because everybody I know is getting LASIK and tossing their glasses aside.
Yeah, but they also have to get it, like, redone. Have you talked to those people?
Yeah, like 30 years later.
Oh, okay. I think a laser should be forever.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll come up with better lasers later. I don't know. I don't mind wearing glasses. I mind having to clean glasses. That's the most upsetting part. Whenever I have a moment of like the little things that just annoy you in your life, the top of the list is smudgy glasses. Right. I can never tell if they are smudgy. I can't tell if I've cleaned them the right way. It's a big rigmarole.
Yeah, that drives me nuts, too. So, that's why the floater thing was such a bother. Because I was like, that's like a spot in your glasses that you can never clean. Or when you get those new glasses and they have like some kind of like, some rock hit this thing and it's there forever. So you have like these perfect glasses with one horrible spot.
Yeah, one little tiny thing. Yeah, and you can't get a new pair because they're $900.
Yeah. But I have gotten here. I've gotten more compliments about not looking good politely than I've ever had in my life, and so I have to take that into account. I've had people say, "Oh, that's what you used to look like," or when they have like headshots or something, and they're like, "Oh, yeah," or just because this is Asia. There's no shirts in the store that fit you. like for me, I'm like Shaquille O'Neal here. So like you'll walk into a store and they'll just say, "Oh, we have nothing your size," which I've never had before. It feels bad.
Yeah. You're a giant. You're a big, gigantic giant.
And
I am thinking about my new outfits for the fall, and All I need are some sweaters, some light sweaters. I'm going to go collar, shirt, sweater, done. That's going to be my uniform for the fall.
Now, how do your daughters feel about that? I thought you were going to be cool Tom this year.
It's not. No, it wasn't cool Tom. It was please Tom, don't wear a black or navy blue polo every day.
Like the rest of the dads.
Yeah, which I thought I was the only one doing it, but apparently not. So I'm going sweater, collar, done. That's what I'm going to do.
I want to see.
And you can't stop me.
I want to see.
My old sweaters are all pilled up and moth-ridden, and I've got to jazz it up a little bit, I guess.
I think you go shorts, flip-flops, Stussy T-shirt. You know, and those from those surfer shops.
I got a couple. Yeah, I got a couple of those. I have one. I have one with a rat in a tie-dye shirt smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
No, holding a skateboard. Then I've got another one of a bunny with a cigarette sticking out of his mouth.
Yeah. Next time your kids misbehave, just show up, pick them up in that outfit. Visor.
I do
backwards.
The real dad move since my TV show started. I've visited a lot of bakeries, of course, and they all have T-shirts. So I have a lot of shirts with different bread sayings on them.
Oh yeah.
I just got one that says "Eat good bread, enjoy life," and that would be a real dad move to be like, "I'm the bread guy, and I'm wearing a bread shirt."
There's no
that would drive them a little crazy.
There's no puns in the bread world. Have you seen any good puns for names of stores?
Not really.
Nothing with.
They're not a very.
Levin.
No, they're not a very punny crowd. I do get comments online and stuff about, going to make a lot of dough with this.
Right.
That kind of thing. But no, for the most part, the bakers themselves are not very punny group.
Yeah, we ate at this place here. There was a group that this was like a national, or not national, but international thing. So there was people from Kenya. There was guys from Britain. So we all ate. We picked a Thai restaurant afterwards to eat. And next door was a place that I thought was just called The Godfather, but it was called the Codfather, which is a fish and chip place, which apparently is like the most over-punned phrase in the UK. The British guy was just like, yeah, there's like 8,000 of those. It's like it's so
really?
Yeah. So that's like their most overused phrase because everything's fish and chips over there. So they had the Codfather, and then all the hair ones like British Hairways. All the barbershops love puns. Those are the ones that love.
Yeah, barbershops, hair salons, always.
So
a cut above.
Yeah, everything's some kind of so what's the schedule now though? Are you doing more promotion? Because I saw you're doing like you did Rogan, right? You did a couple other things like in LA.
Wait, I'm sorry. Yes, but hold on. I just want to read some puns to you.
Okay.
British Hairways.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh God.
Curl Up and Die.
Yeah.
DYE.
I have seen that one. Curl Up and Die.
Hairway to Heaven. Grateful Head. That's a doozy.
Oh yeah. Remind me to tell you about the bakery here. I have to tell you this. You'll be amazed.
Great Head.
See, I don't know if that's sounds like a pot shop or something.
Hair to Eternity. Oh, Hair to Eternity. A hair salon and a tanning salon.
Ugh.
Hair to eternity. Oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And the God Barber. What's with the bakery? What do you mean?
Okay, so here's the thing.
In the Bangkoks?
Yes, here's the thing.
When are you back? When do they release you?
Well, I'm in. Oh wait, can you still hear me?
Uh-huh.
I'm in. Hold on 1 second.
Uh-oh. See, I asked when you get released, and the authorities are caning him.
No, my headphones just died. I just have to plug in my wired ones.
Paul's in trouble. Paul is in trouble. This is what happens. You go there, you're like, caning's funny. What a funny joke that is. And then you end up taken to a Thai prison.
No, look at this. I have a backup for backups. Okay, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
All right, this is good. Now we're wired. So I fly into the Thai airport, and then I end up staying in a hotel, and right next to it is this, like, big airport terminal. It's called Terminal 21. It's like, and so I go in there, there's, like, security metal detectors, there's flight attendants, all this kind of stuff, and I find out it's just a themed mall for transportation. So, because I was just like, well, this is way nicer than the actual airport. Why didn't you have these guys just design the real airport? Because everything is, all the shops are nice and, everything's cleaner and stuff like that. But so every level says, like, departures, San Francisco. Like, it's really, like, kind of crazy how much they overdid it. I'll send you a picture. Like, there's one bathroom that's, like, the New York City subway, and it looks exactly like they have a whole subway car in there and like the Mind the Gap thing on it. Like, it's really crazy. And so one of the floors is San Francisco, and there was the bathrooms on that floor were the bakery bathrooms, which I think is the weirdest idea ever. And so
that's weird.
It was just like sourdough row. So they had like
nice
sourdough loaves in the bathroom, like above it. They had I sent you that little picture. Even the men's sign had like a bakery hat on it and stuff like that. It was really funny.
That sounds like heaven.
Yeah, the whole thing, like they had in the bathroom. You know how they have like all the stuff written, but it was like, here's what sourdough bread is. It's starter yeast, that blah, blah, blah. Like, they had the whole, like, they really did research into it. It's so cool.
Did they have bread for sale, or is it just like a museum?
No, it's all themed, like, because the whole funny thing is, like, they try, like, everything's ironically English here. So everything has, like, a weird English name to it that doesn't quite fit. But they were so good with this thing that it tricked me. Like, I thought.
So how many more shows do you have there?
I'm done with shows in Bangkok, and I have tomorrow off, and then I go to Singapore. So I have 5 shows in Singapore, like Thursday, or no, more than that, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's actually, what is it there? Is it Tuesday morning?
Here, no. Here it's next Sunday.
You're not that far off.
Yeah. No, here it's, yes, it is. Right now, it is Tuesday at 12:30 in the afternoon.
Okay. So we're
in Los Angeles, California.
So we already finished Wednesday, I think.
How was it?
It was pretty good. I didn't lay any bets down, but I did do the math well enough to do my fantasy football draft and get Saquon Barkley of the New York Giants. So that was my goal.
Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah, I can't believe that's starting up. I got my alert that I have to sign up for my football pool starting on Thursday.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what's going on with the
crazy.
Yankees? That's one thing, being here, you totally lose track of sports unless something like
the Yankees are 8.5 back. They're stumbling around. They are slowly hitting more, but their pitching's been horrendous. They are now in Oakland, who's chasing the Yankees for the wild card. And Oakland made the Yankees look pretty bad yesterday. And they're not playing well. I'm very concerned. They just don't have... They don't have that little spark that they had in the beginning of the year. They don't have that fun feeling of like a real team that's in it together and doing it. There's like fits and starts, but there's no real cohesive identity with this team. There's something weird. Like once Judge was out, it just... And he doesn't seem like he's like a leader, so I'm not sure what's really the thing.
Well, and I noticed there's all new guys, though. There's like 4 new guys in the lineup as of yesterday that I've never heard of before. Voit?
Yeah, got this new guy from... Voigt's new, but thank God we have him. He's the only one that's hitting. And then this new guy from San Francisco, I forget his name, McCaster or something.
Oh, McCutcheon.
Yeah, McCutcheon.
Yeah, he's the leadoff.
They keep... Yeah, he hit leadoff yesterday, and we don't know who they are. It's kind of that old Yankee thing where they just start getting guys that can kind of hit.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the pitching is horrendous. It's like, I don't know. I know they've been banged up and hurt and all that, but stick with what you got and get some pitchers. It's not good. It doesn't feel like, okay, we're in a good place in this young team. Remember, the beginning of the season was like, oh, these guys are young and they're having a blast and they're playing way over their heads, and it's great. Now they kind of seem like they're just, I don't know. There's a lethargy. They're just kind of going through the motions, and I don't know what's up.
Yeah, and they basically gave up on Bird, right? Like he played terrible.
Yeah,
for
finally.
Weeks, yeah, or more.
Finally, he stinks. That did not work out. So yeah. So anyway, they're out here in Oakland. They're banging around. Then they're going to go play the Mariners, and hopefully they'll hang on for the wild card because the way it's going, there's no way they're catching the Red Sox.
Yeah. That's the only thing is the wild card. They're like 15 games back or something from the Red Sox.
8.5. 8.5.
From the Red Sox?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I saw something that looked a lot worse. But it looked like they were definitely going to get they had to beat they're ahead of the A's for the wild card. So
they are. But the A's are what the Yankees were in the beginning of the year. They're like this young, hungry team, having a great time playing, knowing they're going to win, just a confidence that they know they're going to beat you by the end of the day. It's if they were closer, I would be very nervous about Oakland,
right,
catching them. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that when it's a personality thing, and it seems like the team is mailing it in like that, I always think that's what the manager is for more than anything else in baseball. That's like, who's the one guy that's going to unite them and deal with the psyche of this team, and that's Boone, and I don't know what he's up to right now.
Yeah,
he doesn't seem worried when he's in his press conferences. He just doesn't seem worried at all. He's just sometimes a little frustrated, but we didn't play that great today, and he didn't have that pitch, and maybe tomorrow, and it's like, all right. Maybe they'll get a spark. Maybe Judge coming back will be the thing. He hit off the tee the other day, so maybe he'll be the spark that they need.
Well, yeah, and it's basically Sanchez's last chance to impress everybody because it seems like New York is kind of done with him as far as
yeah, he's not. He's hardly hitting, and he's still like chasing the ball around like a kid that's learning to play catcher for the first time, like running around trying to pick it up and. Yeah, it's so anyway, Yankees, I was very confident. I went on Rich Eisen's show last week to promote the bread show, and I was very cocky. I really thought we were going to catch the Red Sox, and then it seemed to be a false hope.
Yeah, that is a weird thing with the manager because That's what they did complain about Joe Girardi, that he was like, more like harder on these guys than he should be, and because he didn't play with most of these guys. They're like just young kids to him. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you want. Like, you don't want a guy that, like, they're not afraid to disappoint, or, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like they didn't want any discipline because they were so talented. And it's like, no, that's when you actually need discipline, because talented people don't try as hard, or they don't have to because they're already good,
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully they'll, maybe the trip out here will be good. Judge will come back, and I don't know. Maybe they'll eat some avocado toast and get inspired.
So what are you up to this week?
What's the best thing?
Oh, go ahead.
I have to do some press for Baked, not too much. It's a short week. I've got a couple things to do, nothing too major. And then I head to New York because I have to go do Rachel Feinstein's wedding.
Right.
Which reminds me, I've got to find all of my stuff that I use for the wedding. I got like that cool holy guy scarf and my special book. I got to get all that stuff.
What's
going.
your affiliation? Are you Buddhist? Are you Catholic? Are you just non-denominational?
Non-denominational with a hint towards witchcraft. All right, man. We'll have a good time there in Singapore. I didn't realize you weren't in Singapore yet, so that's going to be the scary part. That's where you could potentially run into trouble.
No. Singapore is the really good place.
Yeah, that's what they want you to think.
But Thailand is like, that's the whole part with this is like you could stay in like a 5-star hotel for like $60 or something. So, but Singapore is actually like expensive. There's people that move there for jobs, and there's like kind of a booming economy there. So it's tough.
Have you made out with anybody?
No, I've been doing most.
No,
I've been doing all these shows. I don't have time for a Thai girlfriend in 3 days, Tom. This is about work. This is a work trip. I don't know what you're trying
What about a lady that is on the other side of the planet? She's missing home. She sees a young American up there on stage, and it's like, oh, if I could just make out with that guy, I could feel a little less homesick.
That's happened a little bit, but it's weird that most of the other Western people are like just like, I've never seen so many people just like backpacking for 6 weeks. Like, they're just like not sure where they're going, but they're just kind of hanging out. I was like, and they're not young kids. Like, you're like, okay, you do that after college, but these are all people in their 30s that are just taking 6 weeks off. And I'm like, what's really going on there? You guys,
yeah, no one really has jobs.
Hanging in an opium den or something. I don't know.
All right. Well, it sounds like they could definitely find someone to make out with.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Possible.
I hope you get to kiss someone on the lips in Singapore.
Yeah, maybe.
How far is Bangkok from Singapore?
It's like an hour and a half flight, so I just got to fly there. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I fly back Monday. So we can try to pod or whatever next week. When do you get back from New York?
Sunday. All right, man. Well, good travels. Keep in touch. Keep posting some stuff, and let us know if you're alive or being caned.
Yeah, and congrats on the show, man. I'm sure the bread is flowing in. Are people sending you bread? Are they asking you?
I haven't received any this morning. But maybe they're going to rerun it again on Saturday, so I'll probably get inundated with bread orders on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
All right, everybody, that's it for today. Thank you for... I apologize if at the end of this there's been technical problems that could happen. We're dealing with very faraway lands. But hopefully it all worked out. Have a great week and enjoy your life.